Hi, guys. Welcome to This Fat Girl Life. I am your host, Kimberly. And tonight I am joined by the beautiful Mrs. Florida Plus America 2020 to 2021, Miss JaVett Love. Thank you so much for coming on my show.
Hi, Kimberly. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. I came across you on Facebook. I don't even know how long ago. Like, I've been following you for months. And I love, like, you inspire me every day, I swear. You post some of the most amazing things. So why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself?
I'm sorry, we kind of froze up.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I commented on how about you inspire me, and then I asked for you to tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so I am JaVett Love, Mrs. Florida Plus America 2020-21, and my platform is community leadership. And I'm very involved in the community. I love to advocate and volunteer. There's a lot that I have my hands in, but basically it's in health, education, and financial wellness. So I'm also an entrepreneur. I'm a mother. I'm a wife, and I wear a lot of hats. I'm a coach, so I help others in their business become successful.
Nice. Now, I mentioned earlier, how much you inspire me. Like, you make posts on Facebook daily. Where does all of that come from?
Um, so a lot of it is a lot of times things that I've experienced or gone through to help others. So I have a lifestyle self-development business that I have to help others. And that's just one of the ways that I get to inspire people daily, add value, connect, because I am a professional networker. So I love connecting. And I'm not even sure how we met so many months ago, but I'm sure it was through networking somehow. And I'm so glad that we were able to connect and now have this moment.
Me too, definitely. And like I said, I love, having you speak into my life on a daily basis. So if you're not following this woman on Facebook, you need to. Let me just put that out there. So
It's
one of the things that I've noticed is you just have this air of confidence about you. Have you always been this confident?
actually, maybe to myself, I have always been an introvert. So, not really out loud, but these days I'm living out loud because a lot of people, are dependent on me to get some things done, for their family. Like I said, the lifestyle business that I have a team of people that I work with, that I coach. My own family's dependent on me. So, it made me kind of, come out my shell. Um, and the good thing about it is, being a networker, meeting new people, it's part of the job. So it actually opened me up where I'm not so introverted anymore. But yeah, I love meeting people. I was always so, afraid. I was in my shell. I didn't have a lot of training, but through my mentors and my business and I have $1 million mentors. So they kind of broke that shell, and I just go all in now. Nothing that is going to hold me back because my why is so strong and my posture is so big because I know what I have.
So how do you go from introvert to Mrs. Florida Plus America?
So it's actually been a process. I would say starting in 2017. Um, my hair is messing with me, but I started my journey and I just plugged in as much as possible to what my coaches were pouring into me. And we have weekly meetings. It's self-development, and I had to really build myself up. There are a lot of things that I wanted in life, and it was up to me to get it. Those things that I desired. So I plugged in. I remained coachable. I met a lot of good people, and that's how I actually began my pageant journey. And so, meeting a lot of successful women that had already accomplished this, and thinking, oh my goodness, that's something that I wanted to do too. So, all of those things, just the network, being around other outgoing people, you will not sit back and not do anything to be better, being around people that are definitely leveled up.
True. Very, very true. So, trying to think how to. I have a question in my head and I need to get the words together for it because, yeah, I'm struggling. I admit it. Um, what made you want to get into this?
Oh, pageants.
Yes.
Okay, so actually, it was to build a legacy for my family. So
Okay.
it's all about legacy, and to kind of set my family up and also leave something here for them long after we have transitioned. And so I have a son, I have a husband, and I just wanted to leave something here instead of just like a bill, leave a will. Also, leave some things that our family stands for, some things that we've accomplished, some things to be proud of that'll be here, my son and his future children and his future wife, just always thinking about all of those people that are connected to me and that will come after me, as well as my family that I came from, representing for that family as well. And all
Well,
the families I'm attached to, I would say.
I'm sure they're all just so extremely proud of everything that you've accomplished. I mean, what you do is huge.
Thank you.
Of course. Now, what has been the hardest part
The
of
heart,
pageantry of any of that?
the hardest part. Well, it's my first time. So I would actually have to put it on COVID. It was actually, it's been a great experience. However, I've been told that this is not the normal process or run for a pageant.
Okay.
So a lot of, I've had to become really creative about making appearances, just like, and this was a great opportunity to make an appearance on your podcast. But with everything being closed down, shut down, the world, just at a standstill, I wanted to be active, but I also wanted to be safe. And I wanted to make sure, that I wasn't posing a threat to anyone else's health. Um, so that's been really tough being in a pageant. One second. Oh my
I
goodness.
go through that all the time.
But being in a pageant during the pandemic, during COVID, it's been tough, and not just on me, on all of the queens. We all have experienced this, so many emotions. And I even obtained and I was sharing with my director, the difficulty that I was having during the time, and I obtained a pageant coach. So I have all kind of coaches, and she has been great, helping me kind of see the vision and how, set me up for a great win for my state of Florida.
Yeah.
But from everything to teaching me, a walk, and I can't wait to share that with everybody at our pageant in July in Louisville, Kentucky, Miss Plus America pageant. But yeah, so I would say being in a pageant during a pandemic.
And see, I'll be honest, I never even like connected the dots of this is just totally different than how it's normally done.
Right.
So I mean, you've got to be completely adaptable to things changing at the drop of a hat.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I applaud you for that because I am not that person. I admit that. Like I like a plan.
Definitely. I love a plan. I love a plan. And I would just say, just that transition, because in a pageant, don't get me wrong, you actually are required to have so many appearances, per month, and, volunteer and just dig into whatever your platform is to make sure that you are really working this cause that is beneficial to everyone that you are working for. And so just trying to be creative about that. It
Well,
hasn't been that difficult, but it's been difficult.
I know you mentioned your platform earlier, and there was a little bit of freezing on your end and on my end. So I'd love for you to elaborate more on your platform and how you developed that platform and what it means to you.
So my platform is community leadership, and I actually chose that one because I couldn't decide which nonprofit organization that I wanted to support. But I am a leadership giver with United Way of Central Florida. And so what that means is I'm actually at the top level of the giving program. And so, you know, I just make sure that I donate so much money to that program, and that supports the education, the financial part, and the health portion in our community. And I'm also an ambassador. I completed a program with United Way of Central Florida. And so there's nothing that I'm limited to, but a lot of volunteering. Like during the pandemic, we did give out um, a lot of, we had like drive through food drives. So we were filling up cars with food for those that were willing to come. And there were no requirements. It was to any family that needed help. I also volunteered and got trained to do taxes with the Vista program, who works with United Way of Central Florida.
Okay.
So I became a tax preparer with them and doing taxes for our community at no charge. We have a lot of different programs, but again, with um, with COVID, things were kind of slim this year. I definitely wanted to do. They have like a reading pals where you go into the schools, the elementary schools, and you read to the kindergartners, and so that's considered like an appearance. Um, I've been able to attend a lot of networking events and make a lot of connections. So I have a lot of good stuff going on that's coming up that I'm not able to share right now. But, we're connected on Facebook, so you'll be hearing more about that.
Nice,
Whew.
nice. Well, I'm definitely going to keep my eye out. Now, if somebody wanted to make a donation to United Way, if somebody's watching or listening and they wanted to make a donation, is there a way they could do that?
Sure. So, I would say the best thing is to contact, because United Way is everywhere, to contact your local United Way, and they will actually, on all their websites, they have a give or donate or volunteer tab. So you can do that through the website. But if you want to speak with someone and you definitely want to get involved, I would also say to, look on the website, get the contact information for your local United Way, and contact someone there to get involved.
Okay, definitely. Something I personally am going to look into as well.
Great.
Now, one of the things that I really promote within my business is knowing your worth and loving yourself as you are. Are those issues that you've ever had to struggle with?
So, I will say that, I've had to forgive myself for believing, that I was less than because I wasn't, necessarily raised with my parents both in the same household. And so, maybe something I struggled with when I was younger,
Mhm.
not really now. Have great relationships with my parents, but definitely something that we had to overcome.
Right, right. I think definitely, from my personal experience, being able to get past that, you know, area in our lives definitely makes a huge difference. What advice do you have for anybody who is
This here.
wanting to go into pageantry or even into business?
Um, so I would say do your research. There are so many different pageants. Do your research, know what the pageant represents. The pageant that I am in, it is a faith-based pageant. And
Oh, nice.
so, yes, I do always want to represent Miss Plus America pageant system well. And so I love that about the pageant, that it was faith based, but it's also for plus size women. And representation matters. And definitely that was one of the reasons that I was willing to do it, because I am a 14 W. So I would tell any woman or anybody that wanted to be in a pageant, definitely do your research. And you can even contact the director connected to that pageant. Find some people that have been in pageants before. And if you would like to reach out to me directly, feel free to contact me, on social media, or also my website, lifeverselifestyle.com.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you so much for putting that out there for everybody. Now, one question that I ask every person who comes on my show, and I'm going to ask you this question. This is the last question I have for you.
Oh, okay.
But I ask it of everybody. What is one thing that you love about yourself?
One thing I love about myself. I definitely love, and I have to give you one. So I love
If you have
being,
more than one, you can give more than one.
well, I love being a mom. I love being a wife. I love being inspirational. I love, you know, a lot of people, my family, everyone that's connected to me, that for the support, especially. But there are a lot of things I love. I love oysters. Yeah.
Well, JaVett, you mentioned the inspiration. I am so grateful that you and I have crossed paths. I definitely feel like you were put in my path for a reason, and I am so grateful that you do what you do and you post the things you post, because, like I said earlier, I love being able to go on Facebook every day and see a post from you that just kind of lifts me up and puts me in the right mindset for the day. So thank you for that.
Thank you so much for having me and for those sweet words. And like I said, I'm grateful for the connection. And I'm sure that we will be connecting more in the future.
I definitely hope so. I definitely hope so. You guys, this was a bonus episode tonight, and I'm so glad that I got to have JaVett on tonight. We've been trying to make this connection for a little bit, and weather was a factor last time. So I'm so glad we were able to do this tonight. I am going to be on again tomorrow night, and the new podcast, The Rope of Hope, launches tomorrow. So make sure that you are following to get information on that podcast. I hope everybody has a wonderful night. And if you would like to support this podcast, keep me caffeinated and buy me a coffee.